Hello, Wellington, Mr. 6 to 12. Thank you for sending me the blueprint for the Behemoth. I've really enjoyed being able to mess around with it a little bit. I made a bunch of changes to the trucks, basically. The picture-in-picture subclips that I'm showing you are all prior trials before this final-ish version that I have here. And the changes that I made are not fixed jiggling issues that you're having. I think that is just a result of the fact that all 4 trucks are hooked together with a bunch of hinges, I guess. I thought it was maybe the propulsion override for the wheels, because they were constantly up and down a little bit, and so I turned all that off, and it really didn't fix it. I have made changes around the trucks to increase the gosh, what's the right word? I've made changes to increase the amount of space around the trucks to ensure that the hinges are not none of the hinged parts are intersecting with any of the other parts at all, like they're not brushing up against the sides of them. So I made changes to do that. I took out the pistons like you did, and I changed some of the ladder positioning around on the truck that does have ladders. And I don't really know if that is making a big difference or not. I don't know, but with my just my experience with the game, having blocks that effectively touch each other and move by one another, whether the game thinks it likes it or not, the game probably doesn't really like it as much as you want it to. So, it works both ways, but I think it's just a little, I don't know, I think it's going to go over better with Space Engineers, the way I've got it here. Well, I did a bunch of off-road testing effectively with this thing, and the problems that I was having were that the trucks were either flipping. The problems that I was having is that the trucks were getting damaged by the terrain, and then blowing up for one reason or another. So I put these tires on the front of the trucks so that they can, take a little bit of a beating before they really get damaged. I also put some tires on the backs of the trucks. I don't think this is the best solution. Because it gives a little more clearance this way, but I think a better solution would actually be to try and stick a 3x3 tire in between the axles of the 5x5 wheels, and then that way it will protect the front of the truck and the bottom of the truck at the same time from any kind of impact. This thing is absolutely great at off-roading. It can climb all kinds of things that I wouldn't have really expected it to be able to do. I mean, I know it's not loaded down and all that kind of stuff, but I'm driving this thing flat out. I upped the speed limit, and it's probably going 30, 40 meters a second right now. And everything's fine. One of the things that I did that I think improves the performance of the trucks is to actually turn the hinges on and give them braking torque. And maybe they don't need to be on for the braking torque to work. I don't really know. I didn't test, but I think that the braking torque helps keep them from flopping around so much. One of the things that I did was increase the hinge ranges quite a bit. Um, and it's made this thing really versatile. It really can just kind of go over, I mean, like mostly whatever. The limitations seem to be, related to body length and stuff. Like, can it span a gap or can it fit in there? Because if it can't fit, it's probably going to break. It's going to mash the front trucks, that kind of stuff. So I put some torque on the hinges and up their ranges, and I upped the steering pretty dramatically on the wheels. And honestly, I think it could handle quite a bit more. Um, it's just so stable when turning. It's not like it's gonna flip or anything. And honestly, when you're using this, in your game, you're playing survival. You're not gonna do this crazy stuff with it. You're not gonna drive it all over this stuff like nuts. Um, it's just not gonna happen. It's too expensive to try and fix it. Anyways, man, thanks so much for sharing the blueprint with me. If you don't find any value in any of the modifications or anything that I made, like, that's fine. Um, I just wanted to try and fix the jiggliness, mostly because I want to see you continue to use this in your playthrough, and you were sort of threatening to take it out. I don't think I fixed the jiggle